Hi there, folks. My name's NovaWrap, and welcome to the NovaWrap, your one-stop location for your simulation release news and goings on from the week that was. So here we are on Sunday, the 17th of October, as we jump straight into the new releases, with starting off for Microsoft Flight Simulator with the team over at GFSK Designs and their latest airport release of I'm just going to struggle with this. Olsztyn, Missouri Airport. Apologies if I have just insulted anybody from Poland with that pronunciation. Anyway, so this is a small GA and regional airport servicing Poland and near the Polish-Russian border. So the original airport was built in 1933. Funnily enough, when this part of the territory was actually Germany, which is a whole nother conversation, which we're not going to get into. But anyway, so this particular airport services the community, with a variety of different regional services and local aviation clubs and operations going on through there as well. Interestingly enough, it had a bit of its claim to fame is that it was linked through a series of leaked documents to CIA black operations during the early 2000s. So there's a bit of nefarious activity going on there. However, of course, now it is a service of a variety of low-cost carriers and GA operations, including low-cost carrier Sprint Air services to Berlin. Now, this gives us a highly detailed rendition of the airport as it appears in 2021, with a FPS-friendly design, all major airport buildings modelled, all with PBR materials, full support for dynamic lighting, as well as a custom internal modellings of a variety of terminal buildings and control towers as well, with advanced custom animations, including an animated train on servicing the airport as well. So a lot going on in this airport if you wanted to pick it up, and you can pick this one up for a pretty damn cool price as well, for $10 or the original equivalent, available now from your favorite flight sim retailer. Continuing on with airport releases this week. This time we saw, for the next couple of releases, a couple of sort of developers reinvigorating some legacy products of theirs, starting with MK Studios, rebooting Vega Airport for Microsoft Flight Simulator by re-releasing the airport that was originally released for the ESP, the older legacy ESP platform sims, re-releasing it, rebooting it for Microsoft Flight Simulator. It looks like they haven't really updated much, cleaned up the textures a little bit, but that seems to be all they've really done. But there is a bundle deal going and a discount offer for you if you had purchased it previously for the legacy sims. You do get a discount for purchasing it and upgrading to the new version as well, which is kind of cool. Good support for existing customers. If you're a new customer though, rendition of the airport, all major airport buildings modelled, 2K textures, PBR support used throughout, custom terrain mesh, including custom runway elevation profile, with a basic and simplified major interior modeling done as well. And you can pick this one up for $12 or the original equivalent, available now from your favorite flight sim retailer. In the other sort of rebooted airport this week, Orbix, the team at Orbix released rebooted their rendition of Hammerfest Airport in Norway. Now, this particular airport, again, it's a reboot of their previous release of this for the legacy ESP sims. They've cleaned up the textures a little bit, make sure there's got PBR on all major buildings. It also includes a custom mini cityscape of the nearby city of Hammerfest, as well as a couple of highly detailed POIs nearby, including the LNG facility, or all airport services, airport buildings, runway taxi layouts, all that kind of stuff modeled. Custom terminal interior done as well, as long with all the radio navigation equipment for all your custom approaches are all modeled as well. And again, like we saw with MK Studios release, there is a upgrade offer and a bonus offer going on as well if you do previously own the legacy version of this to upgrade to this one. But if you're a new customer, you're looking at picking this up for $17 or the original equivalent, available now from Orbix Direct. Continue on with scenery releases for MSFS this week with non-airport ones. First off the cab off the rank is Landmarks packs with the Auckland City pack coming out from Orbix this week. So this follows on as their next sort of like cityscape behind what we don't. It seems they've done quite a few Landmarks packs, but this is the next big cityscape pack that they've done after Sydney, I'm pretty sure. Now this includes a large number of POIs, which unfortunately they don't list, which is a bugbear that I've really got with Orbix about when they do their city packs and their landmark packs. Is like, you need to give us a list when you do stuff. Anyway, but the couple of it goes, we do advise we've got over 100 medium detail landmarks with about a dozen high detail hero objects included as well, with a variety of animated features on both water and land, including some boats, custom ortho imagery for downtown Auckland and the entire Watamea Harbour waterfront. Includes a variety of moored vessels and all with hard surface landing helipads. So for helicopter aficionados, this was probably going to be a good pack for you, because the ships with helipads on them all actually support that. There is a Mechanics Bay heliport has been modelled in this one as well, along with all the buildings in downtown that have rooftop helipads have also been modelled with landable terrain formations, with landable surfaces as well. So really cool thing for our frantic palm tree friends for this add-on. A variety of other enhancements around the city, including vegetation, building placement, static boat vessels, boats, cranes, antennas, etc., etc., etc. Custom night lighting also included as well, which looks pretty spectacular. And having been to Auckland, admittedly not recently, looks pretty damn cool as well. So you can pick this one up for $10 or your original equivalent, available now from Orbix Direct. All right, in the next add-on enhancement pack here is from Seafront Simulations with their latest of their vessel pack releases with UK Southeast. Now, I got a little. Okay, so normally I've been pretty supportive, and I've sort of said that the packs coming out from Seafront Simulations have been pretty good recently. However, so let's separate this conversation into two parts. So first of all, features of this one. So it covers the UK's southeast only. It claims to do about 18,000 vessels across yacht clubs, ports, harbours, marinas, as well as coastal custom animated traffic as well. So you actually get to see container ships, lifeboat patrols, border force patrols, some Type 23 destroyers, actually Type 23 frigates actually patrolling UK waters. The ferries, there's a lot going on here, which is kind of cool. All the ships that have been included, well, not all the ships, but some of the ships include PBR support as well, custom night lighting for both marinas and boats as well, navigation lighting, wakes, the Red Funnel Red Jets and Right Link super ferries also included as well, doing Dover Calais and Isle of Wight routes, as well as HMS Victory in Portsmouth's dockyard. All those things are great points. That's cool. Where I have a little bit of a thing, though, is I'm looking at the price of this one. So don't get me wrong here. Seafront Simulations do really good work, but their price is going up, and what you seem to get seems to go down. And as I said, it sounds like 18,000 vessels. Okay, but we'll be honest here. There's probably only going to be about 10 different models, 10, maybe 20 different models that are included here, if that. And, we had a great set already with their global pack, which was supposed to give us a lot of this stuff. And now, okay, yes, we're getting certain things here. Like I probably wouldn't expect, a Thames Valley ferry route to be included in the global pack. But the Dover Calais ferry, I kind of include that. I kind of expect that to be included in the global pack. So I've got mixed feelings about this pack. I think it's great. I think it's a great idea. It definitely does fill in a little bit of a gap that does, I feel, sometimes live in the living world experience of the sim. And having been someone who's got the global pack, I've been giving it a try over the last few live streams we've been doing on Twitch. It has been kind of cool to go places and see all how much your sim comes to life with that sea traffic. But it's I'm noticing their price creep up and the perceived value, I suppose, my perception of the value go down. So at the end of the day, it's your choice, your decision. I'm just noting something that I tend to see a tendency of. Good, bad, indifferent, I don't know. But Just an observation. As I said, if you want to pick this one up, looking at $16 if your or your original equivalent, available now from Orbix Direct. In another little bit of environment enhancement releases this week, we've got two releases from LatinVFR. One kind of expected, one I'm got concerns about. So let's start with the first one. The first one is the second in their line of their AirX range, which is their sort of enhancements of a sort of airport vehicles and pushback trucks and stuff like that. So this time they've released one for Tropics South America. So this is on the hot on the heels. Oh, well, not actually hot on the heels. It's been a hot minute since it's been released, but then it follows on from their North America pack. So essentially, this is a livery pack that changes the textures on the skin or the livery of your ground service equipment. So your pushback truck, your air stairs, your servicing for your ground power units, your pushback tugs, your baggage cart, your food service, catering service vehicles. This essentially is just a skin pack. It's a livery pack for it. But it uses the sort of the sim sort of menu, the sim system to be able to say, okay, only do this for airports in certain regions. So this one provides three different servicing companies that service these three different regions. Each one geolocated to its ones. You've got them split into tropics, so American tropics, so Mexico, Caribbean, sort of the northern tip of South America, South America West, which is the very sort of a narrow strip heading down the side of the western side of South America, and South America East, the rest of it. It does what it says on the tin. So, I mean, there's no real difference about that. It's the same price it came out before, $9 from their store. And yeah, if you fly airliners into this region regularly, it's probably going to be something that you want to grab. Everybody else, take it or leave it. So, yeah, as I said, they've done it before, pretty good. Personally, I think the prices maybe a little high. I'm not 100% sure, but yeah, it's up to you guys what you think as well. But as I said, I don't fly tube liners, so it's not a huge impact for me. But for those of you who do fly airliners, this is probably going to be, especially if as I said, if you're flying to that part of the world, this is probably something you're going to look at adding into your experience. So as I said, picking up for $8.50, $9 or your original equivalent, available now from LatinVFR. In the other release from LatinVFR is one that I have more concerns about. So this one is called the Airport Static Aircraft for Asobo Airports release. A bit of a mouthful, that one. They need to come up with a catchy catchphrase for that one. So this one, okay. So on the surface of it, this one looks like a bunch of. It basically looks like an AI traffic pack is what it looks like on the surface, but it's more than that, but also less than that. So what they've done is they've taken 40 odd airports, default Asobo airports. They picked 40 odd airports, and they have supplied AI, so they've supplied 3D models of a variety of air traffic that would visit those airports. So, they could be in the form of, 737s, A330s, A380s, BizJets, Twin Otters, you name it, they found it. And they've put it in the correct sort of accurate liveries to represent, aircraft that would frequent those airports. It also includes coverage of not just civilian airliners, but also regional aircraft, private jets, military aircrafts, helicopters, servicing a variety of different places. And on the surface of it, okay, it's like, okay, that's cool. But then it's the implementation of it. But it's the couple of things where I get to about implementation of it. So these are scenery objects, not actual AI traffic. So these are fixed. They are not AI traffic libraries. They are not AI traffic models that you will see flying about in your virtual skies. These are fixed positions. By their own admission, they've only, and then to their credit, they are relatively clear about what they're doing. They've basically say you set your airport ground traffic to 0, and this then replaces that. But these are not, as I said, AI objects. These are scenery objects that are fixed positions. They are not tied to parking slots. They are not tied to parking positions or anything like or real world traffic. They are scenery objects, so they will appear there. which is fine if you're, because they said that they've parked them in out of the way or underused gates or underused ramps, to get the experience of it. It's like, okay, well, that's fine, but if you have AI traffic or multiplayer traffic that actually goes to use those spots, they're going to be looking like they're merging into traffic there. If you're going to, you're going to find that they're not going to be using the main gates that you will be using, that you're taxing into, or potentially they're going to be, hogging spots that you might be wanting to use yourself, and that it is only selected airports. As I said, at the moment, they've released it with 41-ish airports at the moment, and there are Asobo airports. If you have aftermarket scenery, so freeware or payware scenery for any of those airports, then if the parking slot is off on the Asobo one, or is different somehow from between the Asobo one and between the aftermarket scenery by, let's say, 50 meters, then the position of the aircraft of this AI object is going to be off by 50 meters as well. So the idea is great. The implementation, I have a great deal of concern over. I really do. And in fact, if you're looking at doing something like this, I would actually suggest that you look at some of the great freeware AI traffic alternatives that are available at flightsim.to and through various other providers as well. I know there's a couple of other places looking at bringing payware AI traffic in as well. That I honestly would look at those rather than this pack. That would be my thing. In fact, I actually had to do a double take on one of the screenshots that they supplied, because it was like, that looked obviously like a object from one of my AI traffic packs that I released as a small little plug there for my own product there. So interesting. About the only thing that for me sticks out of this, and it definitely does not justify the cost here, is the fact that they place the two Concords at Charles de Gaulle and Heathrow in their accurate locations. And I'm sorry, that is not worth $15. Not even close. But yeah, look, if you do want to experiment with it, that's up to you. As I said, I think it's a good idea. I don't agree with how they're implementing it. That's just my 2 cents worth. The models, however, look pretty good. Except the Twatter one. The Twatter model does not look good at all in any way, shape, or form. The rest of the tube-line stuff looks pretty good. As I said, available now from LatinVFR, $15 or your original equivalent, available now. Moving out of Microsoft Flight Simulator, moving into the world of X-Plane 11, the team at Vertical Sims this week saw this week their release of their latest airport with the release of Omaha Epley Airfield for X-Plane 11. So a hub of local cargo, business jet, and GA traffic. So not much of your regionals, or not much of your tube line traffic here, but definitely for your FedEx site cargo you're coming through here. It includes 4K texturing throughout on all major airport buildings with full PBR support, 2021 airport layout, animated vehicle ground traffic, color-graded satellite imagery for airport and surrounding area, custom VFR landmarks for the surrounding city as well, and support for SAM jetways included with this release. And you can pick this one up for $22 or your original equivalent, available now from Vertical Sims. Moving out of the flight simulation world and moving into the world of the permanent way, this week saw a few releases for Train Sim World 2. With the release the first cab off the rank, no pun intended, was the Deutsche Bahnhof BR187 locomotive. So originally as stemming out of the 1990s, the design sort of coming through with its earliest designs. Now in its third generation, this particular format is the 2011 third generation version of this train. This is a state-of-the-art technology included with this train, representing the pinnacle of modern motive power, outputting 5,600 kilowatts and capable of achieving 140 kilometers per hour. So this is a highly detailed, feature-rich driving cab with accurate true-to-life performance and handling. Includes, as long with the train itself, includes a variety of custom rolling stock with full support for a journey mode chapter for the Schnellfahrstreck Köln to Aachen route, with accessible training module and 4 detailed and engaging scenarios included as well as being fully compatible with the livery designer and scenario planner. And you can pick this one up for $20 or your original equivalent, available now from Steam. In the other release for Train Sim World 2 this week, saw the release of the London Underground 1938 stock EMU locomotive. Now, this was really fascinating for me because having lived in London, I didn't realise that some of the underground cars that I used to catch on a regular basis to and from work were actually built in the 1930s. Like, that is so cool. Sorry. Anyway, but the design of the 1938 stock, sort of rolling stock, would actually go on and would actually serving on into 2021. Literally, the last unit was retired from service at the start of this year. That is insane. That is almost 100 years of service on an underground network. That is nuts. Anyway, but it goes to show the engineering sort of strength that went into the design to get it along that one. Now, of course, this one is designed much. The interior for this one is designed to give it to capture more that 1930s feel, so 1940s, 1940s feel, as opposed to the modernization version of that. And this gives us an all-round classic version of the rendition of the content. Now, this gives us a highly detailed, again, feature-rich driving crab, true-to-life performance and handling, journey mode chapter for the Bakerloo line, along with a training module and 3 detailed scenarios for the Bakerloo line as well, support for 24-hour timetable, and as well as being delivery designer and scenario planner compatible as well. And you can pick this one up for $20 or your original equivalent, available now on Steam. In the moving out of Train Sim World 2, moving back into the original Train Simulator. So this week is the release of their B&O Mountain Subdivision Scenario Pack. So this gives a variety of scenarios covering off of the different B&O Mountain subdivision type work that will be done throughout that track. Including hauling coal passengers, and a variety of other content being ferried to important destinations. So this gives you 10 scenarios to be able to test your train driving mettle, but they do require the B&O Mountain Subdivision Cumberland Grafton route to be in your collection in order to be able to use this one completely. And you can pick this one up for basically $1 a scenario for $10 or your original equivalent, available now on Steam. Moving out of the permanent way and moving into something I was about to say different, but it kind of isn't actually at the moment with the current spate of simulator games that we see these days. There seems to be a simulator game for everything at some point here. So this week from Playway Simulations and Rebalia Games, this week the release of Junkyard Simulator. Is there anything that we haven't got a simulator game for yet? Anyway, so this is basically car mechanics sim, except with a bit of a crafting / sort of finding bit as well. You destroy things, get raw materials, sell them, go like hunting for stuff, go foraging, and then you try and put things together and sell it for profit. I think that summarizes it pretty well there. There you go. This is technically, it is an early access release, looking pretty complete though. It looks very much similar to, as I said, Car Mechanics Simulator and all the other simulator games that we see. So if you want to pick this one up and try out for something different, you can pick this one up for $16 or your original equivalent, available now on Steam. And finally, rounding out the NovaWrap for this week, so this week the release of into early access of Infraspace. So Infraspace looks like a bit of an interesting hybrid here. It's looking like it's taking a leaf out of the books of the sort of manufacturing sort of logistics chain simulators that we've seen recently, things like Dyson Sphere and Satisfactory, and blending them together with things like city builder sims, like City Skylines. Probably actually, this is kind of reminiscent a bit of the Anno series, as I think about this. Very much reminiscent of the Anno series. You've got to sort of, essentially the idea is that you've landed on a distant world somewhere, and you have to create a thriving human civilization here. We're starting off with astronauts, and then sort of expanding your workforce and catering for all the things and necessities that you need through there as well. You have to produce everything that you want to consume and manage the supply chain from start to finish, but also also, possibly more importantly, you have to manage the infrastructure and the transport infrastructure in your logistics chain, which is something that I always remember from the Anno series of games really well. Is that you have to. It was one thing to be able to produce stuff, but you have to. It became very much about a logistics simulator. And that very much looks like what this one has become as well. So it's an interesting balance here. Now, they do claim to say that it is that there is a adjustable difficulty in the sim. So if you are having trouble, you can sort of let the computer sort of AI sort of control a little bit more for you to help you out, which is something that I've always wanted to see in these kind of games, because sometimes you just want to play a game for a game. Sometimes you want to challenge yourself a bit more. So I like how that there are these different levels of challenge that you can introduce there with that, and it does support that, which is a nice thing to see. So yeah, if you wanted to give your city designing or industry designing bit of an interstellar challenge, you can pick that one up for $25 or your original equivalent, available now on Steam. And with that, folks, that now rounds out the NovaWrap for this week. Thank you very much for joining me. Don't forget, as always, to like the video and subscribe to the channel if you're enjoying these videos and want to see more. And of course, as always, you can catch up with me and all the things I'm up to between videos by finding me on Facebook and on Twitter and on Twitch. Just search NovaWing24. All right, folks, thanks very much for watching. Take care, safe skies to all, and we'll see you next time. Bye for now.